spell your name for us?
Anguilu. First name's Daniel.
Okay, Daniel, so tell us what you saw this morning and how did you find out about it?
Well, I was on my way to grab some lunch, and I drove through here, and there were some cars parked in front of the wall, and there were already some people, I guess, communicating through social media about somebody defacing the mural, and it's just a hate message. I really don't want to repeat it, but I'm sure the picture's online.
Now, what went through your head when you drove by it and then you actually saw your work of art defaced in such a foul manner like that? What went through your mind?
Well, I think as an artist, it's kind of first you start to think of what in my intention with this mural and with the group of friends when we painted it was of support first, but also to help our communities heal from some of the issues that we're facing. So it's a reminder that we just have to keep working, and continue to do the work that we believe in, and everybody else is going to also try to promote what they believe in. So we'll see what happens. That's my what I felt at first. A lot of thoughts at first.
Now, as a minority yourself, I mean, how does it feel to see those words, very hurtful words, obviously intended to leave a sort of threatening message to whoever sees it? How does that make you, feel just as a community member, not even the artist that is responsible for creating this?
The thing is that to me that as a minority, as a person that understands that doing this to any human it's not okay. And I'm trying to keep it minimum because I don't really want to elaborate on what I believe that the message was, because I think as a human it's just wrong to do something like that, to knowing that we're healing and knowing that we're in pain as a community, and to come here and put hate on top of what we don't need is a reminder of what we're facing maybe as a nation.
And do you also find it a bit disrespectful? I mean, this mural that you made was, in a sense, a memorial piece, right, to George Floyd and to his family, and to in larger context, the entire sort of Black Lives Matter movement. So is it disrespectful to all of that too?
I think with I don't want to focus on disrespect because there's also flowers here, there's also candles here, there's also so much more than that to where like if I focus on the respect, then maybe their message has come across. So to me, it's like, yeah, there's people that are going to be angry and they can express their anger. I don't want to do that because I see the beauty of what we've done, which created a mural piece for something that we feel strongly needed representation in our community. And I focus more on the candles and the flowers and the good thoughts of people that come and take pictures by it. I focus on that. So I try to give it a different twist to it.
Right, right. And after just 2 days ago, after Tuesday, the entire world tuned in to see a guilty verdict for Derek Chauvin. And I think a lot of people saw that as a sort of pivotal point in our history in terms of having this case lead by example, holding certain people accountable for their actions. So 2 days later, we see this. How do we move past this? I know that you've already spent quite some time cleaning it up today.
Well, I think exactly what we're doing. I came here and there was an investigator here, there was a police present here, there was community members here, and we all had a common message. That we're working together, and now we have the resources necessary to protect what we believe is important in our communities, and also we have people in place that are representing us in the legal part. So it's nice to know that we're no longer just on our own like before. People have our backs. So it makes me feel good.
Do you have any idea who could have done this?
That's I'm not gonna break my head by it. Whoever did it, it's already fixed. So, and it's gonna get fixed as many times as they do it. So that's not for me to figure out. I don't want to give them attention.
When did you actually paint this?
And about how long did it take you to clean it all up?
Well, we're still working on it. It'll take us maybe a day or two. so we're still a work in progress. It was painted right after the death of Floyd, maybe a day after.
Has anything happened to him
And
between then
did
and
they
now?
did they use spray paint with it?
Yeah, and it's
Or-
not the first time that it has happened. There's been other times that it's been defaced. It's not the first time.
Okay. And did they use spray paint to
Yeah.
deface it?
It was spray paint.
Okay. All right. Daniel, is there anything else you want to add?
No, thank you. Thank you guys for showing up and showing support. I appreciate it.
What's the process of fixing this now? You have to put a coat, let it dry?
Yeah, pretty much just put a coat, let it dry, and then just continue to work it until it looks. Maybe it's never going to be the same when we first put the image, but I think it'll be clean.
And now this is one of the most photographed murals in the city, right? It's a very popular, this one and the one that's in Third Ward. This is one of the most photographed, right?
I believe it's a popular mural, and also, I think it caught on. It has a life on its own, and that's also, I believe that's what art can do. Whatever people believe is important to them, they're going to show up and support it. So yeah, it's very popular around the city.
Daniel, forgive me, can you kind of go through again the process and how you found out about this morning, just for our cameras?
Yeah, well, I was driving to go get lunch, and then I saw a couple of people parked here, and I stopped, and I saw what they were doing. They were documenting, the letters that were written on top of it. So then we just started calling our own people too to get together and do something about it. So right when I got here, I covered it with paper to make sure that nobody else would see the message that was written on it.
Yeah, I'm sure frustrating, but also very disheartening to see something like that when you come, past one of your creations.
Yeah, it does, but at the same time, it gives you the strength to stand up for what you know is right, and I think that if you focus on that, you kind of lose track. We just got to keep going, and there's a lot of people that are here supporting us, and it feels good.
Yeah, and you talk about that strength because this has happened once before.
Yeah.
And I understand too that you have paint on hand now in case this happens again. Unfortunately, is that something? I mean,
Well,
obviously
we're
you don't wanna
going to
have
figure it
happen,
out. I think
yeah.
that's now we have to have a strategy, to make sure that we come on top, and next time it happens, and not allow that message to even get any second of whatever they're looking for. We're going to continue with our message, and we're going to continue to have support, and maybe this is bringing us together too, to learn more from it.
Yeah, obviously you can't put yourself in this person's mindset, whoever did this. But, this is only a couple of days since, Derek Chauvin was found guilty on all 3 counts. Obviously, maybe that had something to do with this. I mean, what are your thoughts on that as to why someone could have or may have done this?
The thing is that, like, as a person of color myself, and as a what they call minority, I understand hate, but I also learned to deal with it, navigate it in different ways. And for me, it has been art, which, like, I no longer believe that hate is going to live with me. So I understand why they hate, but I'm not going to be part of that.
What would you tell, if the person who did this is watching tonight, what would you tell them?
They're going to face the consequences. That's just in any action. You face consequences. Me, I faced the consequence. My job is just to clean it and not let his message come through or her message come through, whoever it was. But there's other people here that might think about it differently and have different tools where they can proceed with whatever they figure out is the best way to go.
Can you real quick talk about the process of getting new paint, coming back here, how long that takes, that kind of thing, to fix it?
For me, it took about an hour to come here and start working on it. Then I have another artist that's on his way with the paint that we need, so about an hour. But we try to be fast, we know that it's important to get it done, and it leaked out. Also, we really didn't want it to leak out, that's why I put paper on to cover it. Like, the community really feels passionate about it, and we didn't want to cause pain, to the community, so we tried our best to not let it leak out. But people care also in different ways, and they also want to send their message, and we have no power over that.